Hi folks, this is Mike from the leather shop. The backyard leather shop, that is. This is a beautiful leather fedora that I made. It's one of my personal hats. And just showing it off here. This started out as a hobby, but I've had several people buy these leather hats from me. One nice lady actually has bought 3 and is ordering a 4th from me. And I make these leather hats as well as leather purses. It's become a fun little hobby. As I said, this is a leather fedora hat. As I've mentioned in a previous broadcast that I made, the fedora was originally designed for women in the 1800s, and men liked it so well that they took it over. Now this is it's not a cowboy hat, although cowboy hats are fedoras. Most cowboy hats are sort of made out of plastic. They look like they are, anyway they feel like they are. But this is genuine cowhide leather. It is got a nice elliptical or oval bowl that fits the head nicely. And it has saddle stitching all around it. Now this saddle stitching is exactly the way a real saddle is put together. So this hat will last you a lifetime. I guarantee the stitching too. If it ever breaks, I'll replace it for you for free. This stitching, saddle stitching is where you put 2 needles on 1 piece of thread, and each needle goes through these holes. Both needles go through the same hole, so it creates a loop. So if you break one of these threads, it won't unravel, and it's easily repaired, and it's extremely strong because it is looped through 2 holes. So saddle stitching is the way to go in order to make these leather hats. Now this particular leather fedora, as I said, is my personal fedora, one of mine that I made. I've made one actually for every outfit I've got. This is almost natural colored. It does have a little bit of tan color that I put in it. So to me it's really pretty. Leather, of course, has natural imperfections in it. That cow out there in the field gets bit by bugs, runs into barbed wire and trees, and those imperfections just add to the beauty of a leather product. Some of my hats have a buckle, like this one right here. Some of them have the Ranger band, like I've mentioned before. Most of them will have some kind of D-ring on the side, because I usually alternate to change the bands up. This is where you can make a hat really look distinct because of the band. Now this particular band here in the front is what we call a magic braid. A magic braid is a braid that's made in the leather without any break at all in the ends of the leather. Now a girl can braid her hair, but she has a break on the opposite end of her hair away from her head. But these don't have a break in the leather. That's why it's called a magic braid, because you braid this leather without a break in it here. And it makes a very pretty braid, makes a very pretty hat band. This particular hat, I have copper rivets, copper D-rings, copper belt buckle in the back. I use a couple of different kind of closures in the rear. You can use a straight closure or a cross stitch closure. And it's leather from top to bottom. These are completely handmade. Every hole is punched by hand. There's not a machine that touches this. Every hole is punched by hand. Every stitching hole, I punch it. Every one of the cuts in the leather, I make every one of these cuts in the leather. Now this, the rim on all of my hats is leather. And I generally make the rim of the hat, I generally make the rim of the hat the same color as the band to match. A lot of times this hat doesn't contrast, but a lot of times your band and your rim will be contrasting to the color of the hat, which makes it very beautiful. Give you a little bit different angle of the hat here. My little leather shop is a little office I have out back of my house in Beaumont, California. This is where I do all my little leather work. Well, I was talking about the rim. This leather rim has a steel band, a little wire that goes all the way around it. That way you can shape this band or this rim any way you want to shape it. Doesn't that look nice? They fit nice too. Now this is the way you can get one if you want it. I enjoy making these things. This is a fun hobby to me. But I'll make you a good hat if you want one. I can't do it for free. I'd love to do it for free for you, but I can't do it for free. Leather's expensive. So if you want a really nice leather hat that'll fit you well, here's what we got to do. Number one, I sell these hats with a Ranger band. It would be $175, or a band like this would be $175. If you go the next step up, which is this, I want to show you a little hat band idea I came up with the other day, and I'm going to make myself a personal hat with this. But I can make you one too. I've just got my hat band made for myself here. The hat band's wonderful. They really add distinction to the hat. This is my Second Amendment hat band. Don't that look cool? That's 9mm cartridge around the hat band there. I'm gonna make me another hat, but I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of what it looked like on a hat. This is really cool. And we don't have to use live ammo. We can actually use replica 9mm bullets for you. I can get some of those. I've already checked to see if I can get those, and I can. We make you a hat band like this too. Now, if you wanted a hat similar to this, then what we're gonna have to do, we're gonna have to up the price. This is a lot more work involved. To make a band like this is gonna take 2 days worth of work, just the band itself. To make the hat, then we're talking about 8 to 10 days to make a hat for you. So here's what we do. You tell me you want a hat, tell me what kind of band you want on it, and I'll give you a price. You write me a check for it, mail it to me. Once I get that check, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask you to measure your head, take a tape measure and measure your head all the way around, right above your eyebrow ridge and about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch above your ear, all the way around your head. Now I want it exact. I want it in inches and portions of inches. For example, if your head was 23 inches, then that's what it would measure. If it was 23 1/8 inch, then you tell me it's 23 1/8 inch. Then I have a formula that I plug into my computer, and I'll build you a hat to match the head size that you've given me. But for precaution's sake, once these hats are cut, they're cut. There's nothing I can do about it. They're cut. They're cut to what you tell me your head size is. But people do make mistakes. And so in order to avoid a mistake in measurement, you tell me your head size with a tape measure. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to build 3 hat crowns out of paper. 3 paper crowns. that approximate your head size. I'm gonna mail those to you. You try them on and you tell me which one fits the best. Because that's exactly what I'm gonna make your hat from. That's gonna be the pattern for your hat. It's that size. The size of that paper crown that I make for you. Now, if the 3 that I send you don't fit, then we'll start over again. We'll just measure, you measure your head, and I'll make you 3 more paper crowns. You try them on, tell me which one works, sign it, mail it back to me, and I'll build you a hat in 8 to 10 days. Again, a hat like this with a regular band will be $175. With something like this, with a cartridge band, that's going to be, depending on the size of the hat, that's going to run you anywhere from $200 to $225. But these are nice cartridges. In this picture, this is live ammo right here, because that's all I had available. I'm a firm believer in the Second Amendment, and I believe this country was founded on liberty, God, guts, and guns. And so you'll see down in my site, it says persecuted Bible believer, because I am a Bible believing man. I believe the book with all my heart and soul. I believe Jesus Christ died on the cross for my sins and rose from the dead for me. And then by faith in him, the Bible says that I'm going to get to go to heaven one day, and you can too if you trust him. But at the same time, we live in a dirty, sinful world, and we have a right as citizens of this great country, the United States, under the Second Amendment to protect ourselves. Now, in this case, it's illegal to have something like this in California if you have a firearm on you and you don't have a license. But I've been assured by the police department, even in California, that you could wear something like this. As long as you don't have a weapon on you, you can wear something like this. I went to the police department yesterday to find out about that, to make absolutely sure. I had read the law myself. It seems that vendors at a gun show must have their ammunition locked up. But average Joe Blow citizen, if he doesn't have a firearm on him, he can wear something like this on his hat. And isn't this cool? This, of course, can be a band made similar to this without the cartridge attachment. We can put your initials on it, like mine are on this band. It doesn't have to be an ammunition hat band. But we can certainly make one for you, just about any way you want it made. We can do it a Ranger style, or we can do it with a belt buckle, or an ammunition belt, or magic braid, just however you want to do it. But I'll be glad to make you one. Okay, now how do you get in touch with me? The best way to get in touch with Mike at the leather shop in the backyard is you contact me through my email address. My email is pilotrn1@yahoo.com. PILOT1@yahoo.com. pilotrn1@yahoo.com. I used to fly airplanes back in 2004 and 2005. I had a pilot's license, and got too expensive for me to do that. I've been an RN for 23 years now, so registered nurse, and so my email address is pilotrn1@yahoo.com. You touch base with me, tell me you want a hat, include your name, address, and phone number. I'll give you a call or shoot you an email back, and we'll talk about making you a hat. I'd love to make one for you. And again, it takes about 8 to 10 days to make one of these things. So I hope you've enjoyed this little video. I hope you, if you like these hats, then we'll make you one. We can make it just about any color you want. We'll decide on the color of the thread. We'll decide on the kind of hat band you want. We'll decide on the color of the hat. We'll decide on your size that you need. And we'll make one to fit your noggin just like this one fits my noggin. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. Appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye.